Javier Muñoz grew up in Jerez. He knows all the wine cellars, or bodegas, here. This is where sherry was invented more than 200 years ago. It's a dry white wine made from Palomino grapes and fortified with brandy, which originally served to preserve the wine during transport abroad. Sherries are blends of wines from different years, so as to guarantee a uniform quality. They range from the pale, dry Fino to the strong, dark Oloroso and the sweet Pedro Jiménez.
These wines are unique in the world. That's mainly due to the temperature, which hardly ever goes below 0 Celsius and rarely exceeds 40 degrees. We usually have 20 to 25 degrees. The other factor is the proximity to the sea. The wind brings in salty air that influences the sherry's aroma.
The sea and the nearby Sierra Nevada mountains produce many of the specialities on offer at the market in Jerez. Javier Muñoz gets much of his inspiration here. He belongs to a generation of top young Spanish chefs who've already made a name for themselves nationwide, beyond their home regions.
Every product here can be marinated or cooked with sherry.
The Carboná restaurant is located in a former bodega, and that suits Javier Muñoz's style of cooking nicely.
I can remember the way it smelled out on the street when I was little, at Easter, for example. There was always this smell of sherry. And I've kept that memory alive since I started cooking.
For Euromaxx, Muñoz is preparing a traditional meat dish with vegetables. First, he braises onions, leeks and carrots in olive oil. For flavour, he adds some peppercorns and a sprig of rosemary. Now he seasons some calf's cheeks with salt and pepper. After dredging them in flour, he fries them in oil to close the pores in the meat. The best part of a litre of Oloroso sherry is then poured over the vegetables.
Like the meat, the Oloroso is strong in taste, so it goes well with this dish.
Now he adds the meat and simmers everything for 4 hours.
For a pot roast, you need to start with enough liquid. Adding cold water later, you interrupt the cooking process, and that makes the meat tough.
The gravy starts with caramelized sugar, deglazed with a generous shot of sherry. The liquid from the meat is strained into it through a sieve.
The alcohol in the Oloroso boils off, and you're left with the sherry taste, but no alcohol in the dish.
Then it's time to serve it. A bed of mashed potatoes, then the meat, topped with a garnish of vegetables and the sauce. And of course, what else? A small glass of sherry is the traditional accompaniment to this dish.